from Annunciation Church and School in Minneapolis are returning full-time this week, just over a month since that deadly shooting shook the country. Annunciation leaders say while not everything will be as it was before, it is closer to looking normal for students. Well, this recent string of violence putting a renewed focus on school safety. Now, a Minnesota teacher who experienced school violence firsthand created a new tool he says will stop criminals in their tracks. Jennifer Hoff shows us how.
From his small office in Crystal,
I can spray this right here, but I'm not impacted.
You can hear what Jody Ellen Crow hopes is the next big breakthrough to stop school shooters.
It is the only one of its kind.
Called Repulse and billed better than pepper spray, the chemical is made mostly of water. Crow invented 10 years ago.
It's an immediate involuntary eye closure, but it doesn't impact your breathing.
A handheld version so successful hundreds of police officers around the country already carry it. So too do security guards at major Minneapolis hospitals and casinos. But Crow
Hit them and run. Yeah, get out of the way.
Isn't just a businessman.
I have this unique look at security.
He's a former educator
I know the fear.
who also survived one of the first school shootings in Grand Rapids as a student 60 years ago this weekend.
That's where the idea formed in my mind, that we had to have something that we could take away the ability for somebody to function inside of that hallway.
Turning now to a sprinkler system of sorts, triggered remotely by security.
If I were to hit that deploy button over in the vestibule, it would start spraying into that environment for a 10-second burst.
1.5 gallons at a time, focused at entrances.
So you get soaked with the Repulse.
Subduing an attacker and hopefully saving everyone else.
When something like this happens, I'm thinking about these teachers and coaches and other people that step up to protect the kids in their school.
So Crow expects his design to be in schools by next summer, already approved by insurance companies and fire marshals. But Julie, of course, there is a cost to everything, right? And this could cost upwards of $50,000 for each install.
And so the thought would be that a school secretary or someone would have access to a button that activates that system. And is there some sort of equipment that the administrators would have so that they can then go in and face that chemical once the shooter has to close his eyes?
Right, so the schools would have to decide where exactly to put these, right? So first thinking entrances, right? And that would be that first line of defense. Receptionist, secretary, somebody would have access to that button. But he's also put those handheld sprays in individual classrooms, so even teachers could be a first line of defense too if there were an attacker that were trying to come into a classroom too.
All right, interesting idea. Thank you, Jennifer.
Yep.